What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. So first and foremost, I would like to say that I have some more information in regards to Diddy and also how the feds are locking down everything around Diddy to make sure that he's being held accountable. I also want to play you guys a snippet from Prophet Manasseh that accused TD Jakes of grooming. He has a message about protecting bishops and pastors and things of that nature. Also, I want to touch base on this Kelly Price situation because, you know, it's making its rounds all over social media. A lot of people have something to say. A lot of people are saying that she's broke in the dark. Now, I guess that some people formed that conclusion based off the fact of how she recorded the video exposing the judges on Sunday's Best because she recorded that video in the dark. And some people are just taking her for her word because when she talked about pastors wanting to get into bed with her, she basically said that she would not tell that story for free. Basically, she was going to get a check if she was going to tell that story. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Drop down in the comments and let a brother know, why are people so hard on Kelly Price? They're like, oh Lord, here we go again. Here comes Kelly Price. Like, I don't understand. Did I miss something? I know I didn't watch the show Divas, R&B Divas, but is there something why people just get sick of Kelly Price when she comes forth and she wants to talk about any issues that she's going through because she be catching hell? But anyway, before we get into the clips that I'm going to play for you all, I want you guys to consider following me on Instagram at Carolina Crush TV, just in case something happens here. So let's kick this thing off with Prophet Manasseh talking about people within the church that cover up for the bishop. And then after that, you're going to see a clip of Kelly Price talking about her situation, followed by a series of clips of people reacting to the information that Kelly Price put out there exposing the judges on Sunday's Best. All right, so sit tight and I'll be back to give you the explosive information that came across my desk in regards to Diddy and how the FBI is trying to shut him down collectively.
Things that can be very manipulative in church culture is the idea of covering and covering up. And one of the ways that they use this is this telling of, you have to cover the man of God, you have to cover the man of God, you have to cover the man of God. And what this literally means is that if you see them doing something that's not right, whether the bishop or the pastor, the man of God, and they're abusing their power or misusing their power, and if you see it, you can't say anything because you have to cover the man of God. Now, covering has nothing to do with that. Covering has to do with prayer. It has to do with intercession. These are spiritual acts that are done through covering, but they're not supposed to be used to cover physical acts of sin. Whereas covering up deals with, I see them doing something that's inappropriate, I'm not going to say anything. And what this does is that this empowers the bishop, this empowers the man of God, this empowers that teacher to continue to abuse other victims, take advantage of other victims, and to manipulate their flock.
Have you ever been swallowed up?
Shakana! I told y'all that.
The very few artists who have been able to record and tour with both gospel and R&B artists, and the lives that are lived by the people that you worship are despicable and disgusting. My heart was broken when I saw the things that happened on the road with a lot of these artists, doing shows with these artists, all kinds of stuff. My heart was broken because there was still a part of me that believed that holiness without which no man shall see the Lord. That's biblical also. It took for me to tour and to work and to do shows with these artists that call themselves gospel artists and preachers who tried to get in my bed. That's another story. You won't get it for free. Refuse to give that for free. Some preachers that's all over your timeline and in your YouTube right now, that if they could have gotten me in my bed or in their bed, they would have. But I don't play those games. And I fear God.
Lord. Kelly Price, girl, what now? So the Neighborhood Talk had posted this and it said, oops, Kelly Price is accusing fellow Sunday's Best, which is a reality show, kind of like American Idol. Someone told me that. Judges of allegedly having affairs, messing with and then claims a preacher tried to get in bed with her. Let's just get to the allegation.
One of the very few artists who have been able to record and tour with both gospel and R&B artists. And the lives that are lived by the people that you worship are despicable and disgusting. My heart was broken when I saw the things that happened on the road with a lot of these artists. Doing shows with these artists, all kinds of stuff. My heart was broken because there was still a part of me that believed that holiness without which no man shall see the Lord. That's biblical also.
Is it?
It took for me to tour and to work and to do shows with these artists that call themselves gospel artists.
Now, after she had posted that, and shout out to Live Bites for capturing it, she put this in the caption, and you can pause to read it, but I'm going to just sparse through it. She was replying back to somebody by Classy Queen T and says, yes, Lord, deliver us from pastors, and you can read that. She goes on to say that she was one of the only artists/judges who wasn't sleeping around with other judges. But yeah, just pause to read it. Now, shout out to the Neighborhood Talk because they posted who were all the panelists and judges on that show, which includes Kelly Price, Jonathan McReynolds, I think that's him right here, Kirk Franklin right there, who was the host, and Erica Campbell. She's a reality star and gospel singer and radio host. It said that the show only ran from 2009 to 2020, which is a really long run for a show. It said judges over its tenure included Mary stars Erica and Tina Campbell, BB and CeCe Winans, Donnie McClurkin, Yolanda Adams, Kim Burrell, again, Jonathan McReynolds, and Kira Sherd. I hope I'm saying her name right. Yeah, those are some hefty allegations now. So we'll see in the coming days if Kelly Price has anything else to say.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmadai Shakur. So a lot of people have been getting called out on their BS these days and being exposed. Some of them are even pastors. Kelly Price recently came out and she had some things to say about some of these pastors. And it was all nefarious. Let's get into it. Someone left a comment for Kelly saying, I was about to ask, is that Sunday best judge gospel singing Kelly Price? Lord deliver. To which she replied, yes, Lord deliver us from pastor and pedophiles. Deliver us from self-righteous congregants who send their money to liars and pimps in plain sight. Then come deliver me. The nerve you have. I was the only artist/judge on Sunday Best that wasn't effing someone else's spouse, fornicating, or messing with kids and boys. But you have smoke for me? F out of here, you ignorant church-going brain a-hole. I'm a child of a preacher, 3 generations, and I have no desire to be named among the gospel community. Wonder why? You don't, because you already know what it is and are content to be a part of the cover-up that had been happening for generations. My advice, get off my page now or prepare to have me tear you a new one every time you are stupid enough to come on my page with your self-righteous piety. Please pay attention. She gave them all of the smoke. Now, I don't know exactly who Kelly was talking about when she's calling out these pastors, but when she's saying these people are out here fornicating, committing adultery, and these are people that are supposed to be in the church, well, this is all going on because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the streets that's now going on in the churches. Please pay attention. At the end of the day, when you have pastors coming to church wearing tennis shoes and jeans, and they're telling everybody, come as you are. They're saying, God says, come as you are. Well, at the end of the day, we used to have people come to church in their Sunday best. Now people are just coming in there with their cleavage out, legs spread on the front row and all of this. And then we wonder why all of this debauchery and all of these things are going on. Well, that's because they brought so much of the streets into the church that now it's obvious to me that the church is for the streets. Please pay attention.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, this is what I think about the Kelly Price situation. I think that it was way out of left field for her to just go off on the cast or the judges from Sunday's Best based off of what somebody said about you that you didn't like, because what that person said to you had nothing to do with Sunday's Best. And it seems as though that Kelly is taking a page out of Christian Key's book. She's only going to give us a little bit without exposing a lot. And I personally believe that all the names that were associated with Sunday's Best as far as the judges go, I think that she's hoping behind the scenes that somebody comes forth and cut a check. But I feel that when you've been directly violated by someone and you know that somebody is living a sinister lifestyle and they claim to be a child of God, I think it's your obligation, if you're going to come out with these accusations, to actually. But I will say this, she did say everybody that was a judge, I guess during the season, she was a judge on Sunday's Best, so she didn't exclude anyone. So maybe she is saying everybody was out there cheating, fornicating, and doing other ungodly things. So what do we want from her, right? Now, as far as what Prophet Manasseh had to say about people covering for the bishop and the pastors within the church, he's absolutely correct. My mom used to talk about that all the time. She used to get frustrated with members of the church that had that same ideology. And just like I told you guys in a previous video, my mom slowly but surely started to separate herself from the church, and she would have her own church in the comfort and the confines of her own home. So I know some of y'all out there love your pastor, you love your bishop, but let me just let you know, don't idolize them. Create boundaries and set boundaries. Let them know that you're your own person and you can think for yourself, that you're not going to fall victim to their teachings based off the fact of your infatuation because you think that they're a man or a woman of God. Now, what I want to do right here is go ahead and get into this email. And before I get into this email, I do want to state that I just got some information that slid across my desk, and it's saying that Wells Fargo is thinking about severing their ties with Bishop T.D. Jakes. I'm hearing that there was some type of $1 billion deal that could help restore or create neighborhoods and things of that nature that T.D. Jakes and Wells Fargo partnered together to accomplish. I'm hearing that they're on the cusp, or they're thinking about severing ties with TD Jakes. I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be factual, and it's all alleged. Also, the information that I'm about to convey to you in regards to Diddy and the feds is all alleged. I don't know this information to be factual. I just trust that my plug would not have me put out some frivolous information. All right. So it says here, hey man, I just want to let you know that the FBI has submitted a request for the courts to file a motion to limit Diddy's access to all of his bank accounts pending further investigation. It has been said that the FBI was contacted by a gentleman that claims that he was offered $150K to delete a victim, and I'm paraphrasing there, in 2020 that accused Diddy of R. The man is claiming that $75K was wired to his account up front and he would have been paid the rest once the job was done. But the guy ended up taking the money and fleeing the country to be close with his mother during the pandemic. Unfortunately, his mom passed before Thanksgiving of last year, and now he is back in the US. I'm told that they are also monitoring Combs' financial activities since Cassie's lawsuit of potential victims he may have paid off quietly. It's also have been looming suspicion that Diddy is moving money to offshore market accounts, and he's also liquidating certain properties and assets. It's been said that another reason why Diddy is making financial moves quietly is because there are big time lawsuits coming, and when he recently filed for bankruptcy privately, that his request was denied by the courts. It's also been expressed to me that Jay-Z's Rock Nation is under the microscope for potentially helping Combs move and hide his assets. It's also been said by blank blank, I can't mention their name, who we know was close to Kim Porter, that the feds are already investigating Kim's passing, but they are also going to do an investigation on Kim Porter's past banking, financial statements, and properties to determine whether there was anything put in her name or any aliases, names that could have been used to cover up anything unlawful. Alright, so you guys just heard that information. Now, if this information is true, it seems as though that the feds are monitoring Diddy's every move, and you can look for a big time situation to take place within the next 3 to 4 months in regards to Diddy. I do think that he's going to be arrested by the feds. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, guys, I'm getting a lot of information about TD Jakes, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.